This clip is brought to you by SaveWithConrad.com.
We got to address the elephant in the room. Jim Cornette has become legendary for having these blow-ups. Did you ever see one in the early days of Mid-South, or did you not see that until later with Jim Crockett or somewhere else?
There weren't many blow-ups, public blow-ups in Mid-South. There were some, but they weren't frequent, and they didn't last long, because that's not how the territory is run. It's just not how it was going to work in Cowboys territory. He had rules, he had discipline, and he had structure. And some guys adhered to it, and it worked for them. They used it to their advantage. And some guys were defiant, and they had felt this esprit de corps of being more independent thinking. I've seen Cornette blow up. I've seen him blow up in booking meetings, and I've seen him blow up anytime he had to fly someplace. He was stressed out. I remember we had a TV in Halifax, and it's one of those deals where you can't get there from here. So I remember us leaving New York on a Saturday, and we had to make one or two connections to get into Halifax, and of course that was just more airplanes, and he despised the airplanes. He has, and he still does, a bona fide fear of flying. A lot of people do. And he's not the only guy in the wrestling business that didn't like flying, but he detested it. It made him nauseous. It made him sick, physically ill. Quick story on that one. We're flying from Newark to Seattle, and to go do TV in Vancouver. That makes any sense. It kind of makes sense. The flights domestically are a little cheaper than the international, because once you get to Seattle, it's a pretty easy drive to Vancouver. It's doable. So we're in Newark, and the guy, John Valdostri, was a Continental Airlines representative, and he would upgrade a lot of the guys. So he upgraded Cornette and I. He said, "I'm going to upgrade you guys." "Oh, great. Thanks a lot." It was a long flight, 5 or 6 hours where it was. And I said, I'm thinking to myself, please, God, put us in separate seats. Don't put us in. And sure enough, my least favorite seats on the airplane are the bulkhead. And so we were in the bulkhead, sitting next to each other. So then we go, Cornette's got this ritual where he takes this prescription medication to calm him down. And I'll use Xanax because I don't know any names of any other stuff, but he'd take like a Xanax, and he'd take something else, but he took them, he had to take them in a certain time limited interval. So he did. So the time we got on the plane and seated, buckled in to our first class bulkhead seats,
right,
on Continental Air, he was already gone. So I remember the flight attendant saying, "Does your friend want something to drink?" I said, she started to reach over to shake him or to touch him. "Oh, no, don't do that. He's good. If he needs something, we'll let you know. But thank you." I didn't want to wake him up. Hell, who knew how he was going to react? So all works out real well, Conrad, until we get on the tarmac, right? I remember this vivid like it was yesterday. The captain comes on and says, "Well, ladies and gentlemen, news from the air traffic control. We're 17th in line to take off." 17th. Now, what that does, it screams delay, Will Robinson, delay. And so he's sleeping through the whole damn thing. So all that works out real well. We finally take off, and I'm going to tell you that we're somewhere where, the Midwest, maybe Minnesota, Dakota. So we had a couple hours left on the flight, and he wakes up. I wanted to know, are we almost there? Remember those little monitors in front of your seats, where you can judge your flight?
Mm-hmm.
He looks at that son of a bitch, and I thought he was going to try to parachute out. So he said, you got to talk to me. You just got to talk to me. And so, what do you mean to say? I don't care. Just talk to me. So I talked to him, but what we're going to talk about football. He don't know anything about football. Talk about the booking, and we got a kayfabe. We can't talk about the booking. So finally, I started singing to him. He said, "Just sing to me." Okay. And then I was singing, for some reason, a Neil Young song. And one of the lyrics was, "I caught you knocking at my cellar door." And I think people thought we were gay.
Oh,
Not there's anything wrong with that, but cellar door was a metaphor for something else. And so I sang to him. I told him stories. It's like telling a kid a bedtime story. So we finally got to Seattle. And then to make matters worse, he demanded to drive. He's coming off this fog.
loopy.
Oh, buddy. So I remember we rented a Lincoln, or the Lincoln was rented for us, big car. We crossed over the border in Canada, and the guys at the border recognized us. And of course they're screwing around, and they says, we need to look in your trunk. Now I don't have any idea what Cornette was carrying in the suitcase. I know it wasn't drugs. It wasn't contraband. At least I didn't think so, and I still don't think so. But he goes to this promo. "You motherfuckers can't touch my shit. Nobody's gonna touch my shit. Fuck you." And I think, oh, this is good. So the guy looks at me because the good old JR is the voice of reason. And so I said, I finally get him off to the side, and I say, "Look, you guys don't see what he's doing, do you?" "No, what's going on?" I said, "We can't have this kind of conduct. We're going to, subdue him, put him in a cell or something." And I'm thinking, I got to think of this quick now. Here's the deal. He's a what you call a bad guy. He's a villain, and he doesn't want to see you guys to see him out of character. So all he's doing is staying in character and trying to entertain you in his villain persona. I got it. That's so good. So I convinced him that even though he was shooting, he wasn't bullshitting. That he was bullshitting. So, "Goddamn Dudley Do-Right looking motherfuckers." Oh, that's good. Dudley Do-Right looking motherfuckers. "I'll kill somebody." Okay, easy now. That's when I intervened with a little line about he's just in character. So then we relived that about 30 times between Seattle and Vancouver. He's still in a fog because of his fear of flying and the medication he took to get there, get to work. And then we get about a block from the hotel. He wants to make a right on red. And you ever been to Vancouver, Conrad?
No.
It's a great place to visit. Really, truly is. A beautiful city. It's very multicultural. There's a lot of different ethnicities that live there. It's a really cool town. Vancouver's a really cool town. Beautiful. But we stopped at a stoplight. He wants to make a right on red. And he didn't want to wait till the light changes so he can make the legal right. So but the people are walking. He starts cutting promos in every ethnic group that he could see. Now the winters are up, thank God, so no one hurt is me. But then he reared back in the seat. He put his feet on the steering wheel and started stomping the steering wheel. Which you'd honk the horn, incessantly, and he was stomping away. But he had finally had it. He'd gone as far as he could go. We made it for that. We finally got to turn on that red, or make a right turn. I don't think it was ever. I think the light had to turn green eventually. He's pissed off about the traffic laws. Pissed off about the people walking by him, and they didn't let us make our turn. And then I didn't see him again for like 24 hours. I think he went to sleep and just hibernated. He's the kind of guy that would go in a hotel and never allow the maids to come in his room. "I don't want to touch my shit. They're going to touch my shit. I'm going to have it." That's his deal. So his travel was a big issue for him. But so when you talk about the travel, driving those 2,000 plus miles a week, if you're a main event guy in Mid-South back in that era, and you're working all the big clubs, that would generally equate to about a 2,000 plus miles a week drive. So you're a road warrior, not hawking animal, just you're a real legit road warrior. And so I think travel was always an issue there. He didn't like getting out of his comfort zone, and who does? So I think that was, like you said earlier about him going to Dallas, part of the reason he went to Dallas. Unlike the reason he went to Charlotte, because Charlotte's going to come back with a lot of travel, but a chance to make a lot more money. But that was the deal. Travel was not his friend, didn't like it. He had certain places he wanted to stop at Wendy's. He had his way. Like Monsoon wanted to stop, at Bob Evans. It's just the way it was. You're on the road so much, you get these habits. So he was not friendly to travel, and of course now he didn't have to worry about it. He's home in Louisville. He's got his business, and like you said, he's got a couple of really strong podcasts that he produces, and he's got his life now exactly the way he wants it. He does everything he wants to do from a wrestling business side of the coin out of his home in Louisville, and that's kind of I think what he's always dreamed of being able to do, and now he's finally there.
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson. Thanks for checking out the podcast here on YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you get a notice anytime we upload some new content. And go save yourself some money right now. If you're in a 30-year loan or you have credit card debt, it's not a matter of if I can save you money. It's a matter of how much. Find out right now for free at SaveWithConrad.com.